Hi, my name is KJ Jacob. I'm an interior designer based out of Mumbai, and I've been feeling the need to dive deeper into what I do and my job as an interior designer. So in this series, I tackle one of the most misunderstood questions out there: what do interior designers do? While there has been a notable rise in the popularity of interior design services, a significant number of people, especially here in India, remain unaware of the advantages that come alongside working with an interior designer. It's not something everyone's hopping on just yet. Instead, they rely on that trusty carpenter or contractor who's been part of the family for ages. They're comfortable getting their spaces done by them, and they don't feel the need for professional design help. And there are others who have a stigma of hiring interior designers and think that only the rich can afford them, so they try to manage the entire project by themselves. So this series is here to break it down for those of you who are confused about the roles and responsibilities of an interior designer, and to know if it's something you need or not for the renovation of your space. So if you want to know my 2 cents and learn about the value of hiring an interior designer for your own design project, then do stick around. So plans, they serve as blueprints which kind of showcase the layout and the arrangements of various elements in the space. They are drawn to scale, and they kind of provide the top view of the room, which enables interior designers to kind of visualize and communicate their design ideas effectively. So creating an efficient furniture layout is one of the first steps tackled by any interior designer, even way before tackling how things are supposed to look. This step is crucial before renovating any space, and this is where interior designers will assist you in developing a solid plan that caters to all your functional needs. So let's consider the example of designing a furniture layout for a living room. Imagine that you need a seating area, a dining area, and some miscellaneous storage in the living area. Sometimes the space itself guides you as to where each of these things within the space should be situated. But sometimes you've got to figure it yourself. And trust me, it's not very easy to come up with the best layout simply in your mind. To come up with a truly efficient layout, you need to measure the space, draft a floor plan, with the windows and the door opening indication and the walls. And then you begin by placing furniture blocks into it. And then you proceed with moving and rearranging the furniture pieces. And this involves a lot of trial and error and a lot of back and forth between the client and the designer, so that we can experiment with different furniture arrangements until you find a layout that feels just right. So this is where professional help from interior designers becomes invaluable, because we do have the necessary expertise and the skill set to kind of bring your furniture layout to life by using CAD and 3D models to make this happen. And this is just one aspect of our job. So in the following YouTube videos as a part of this series, I will be talking a lot about the other roles and responsibilities of an interior designer. So stay tuned for the upcoming videos where I will explain other aspects of our job as interior designers. We work with various layouts daily, and we have a good grasp of a typical size of furniture pieces and the required clearances. So you know those head-scratching moments where you're wondering, how on earth can I make the space work? Well, we can sort that out for you by understanding your specific needs and how you intend to use the space daily. And we can create efficient furniture layouts that can perfectly accommodate all your requirements. In fact, we often surprise clients with more efficient layouts than they initially envisioned. For example, if you were to see a previous video I made, which is merging 2 1 BHKs to create a 4 BHK, then in that you'll see how we understood the client's requirements and created a functional layout that not only fulfilled all their requirements, but it also produced a very visually stunning outcome. So the clients were also very pleasantly surprised, as the final layout was significantly different from what they initially imagined, and it fulfilled their requirements and also took care of the aesthetics. So I highly recommend that you check out that video to gain a better understanding of what I mean. Because as interior designers, we deal with all sorts of tricky layouts, and in fact in some of my previous videos I have tackled some really challenging layouts and come up with amazing solutions, so do check them out. Moving on, let's talk about storage. Now, different things need storage units with varying depths. For example, a wardrobe with hanging space needs 2 feet depth, while a bookshelf or a library unit needs a foot, and crockery units with larger plates can be managed in 1.5 feet, For smaller crockery stuff, you can also manage it in 1 foot. As a novice, you might have allocated more storage depth than necessary, simply because you're not familiar with the typical depths that are required for each of these storage units. So there is a chance that probably you've allocated 1.5 feet for a storage unit that could have been managed in just 1 feet. That's an excess of 6 to 12 precious inches that could have been saved. And this is where an interior designer can point out and tell you that this is where you can save space, and this in turn helps you save money because you avoid paying for all the larger, bulkier storage units. So as interior designers, we have the expertise to determine the exact depth required for specific storage needs, and by doing so, we help you save valuable inches and also potentially lakhs of money by avoiding unnecessary excess, and all of this early in the planning phase. Now, these were examples at the furniture plan level, but after you've completed the furniture layout, we typically move to the next set of drawings, which kind of handle the planning of technical services within the space. So these layouts include layouts for electricals, automation, lighting and looping, false ceiling, air conditioning, plumbing, etc. And these layouts kind of guide to organize the concealed placement of piping and wiring and conduits so that they seamlessly integrate with the overall design. So an efficient furniture layout serves as a foundation for all other technical services layouts, which means that if you have a well-defined furniture layout, then determining the placement of electrical outlets or switches and fixtures becomes much easier. For example, say if you need to put TV in a particular area, having a good furniture layout and planning it in advance will enable you to understand where the power source needs to be, and also ensuring that those ugly wires don't stick out behind the TV. Or say if you want to, or say you have a corner in the space where you need to put a desk or a reading nook or something, then you need to make sure that electrical outlets have been planned in advance so that they can be utilized for your devices and lamps, etc. Similarly, a thoughtfully designed furniture layout will enable you to kind of determine the ideal locations for different light fittings and fixtures. So whether they are recessed lights or pendant lamps or floor lamps, in these layouts, you can strategically distribute them throughout the space to create a very functional and aesthetically pleasing outcome. For example, if you have a kitchen, you might want to ensure that there's enough proper task lighting above the kitchen countertop. Or say for the living room, you could create a very cozy ambience just with the right amount of lighting in it. Now, many a times during the execution phase, you might feel the need to change things, and this can especially occur when you do not have a solid plan from the beginning itself. So just imagine you've decided to change the positions of the seating and the study area. Maybe you've ordered a sofa which does not fit due to a lack of a couple of inches, or perhaps you've realized that there's a better layout later on. But here's the catch. If the electrician has already chased the wall and put in the conduits for concealed wiring and put in the electrical sockets and the lighting as per the original plan, now all of this work becomes useless if there is no option but to swap the position of the seating and the study area, and this results in wasted time, effort, and even money. Now, if you would have collaborated with an interior designer, then a lot of these errors would have been caught at the plan stage itself. And if you were to discuss any of these potential changes, then he or she could simulate the impact of these changes on other technical layouts like electricals, etc., which are tied to the furniture layout. Now, despite all the meticulous detailing that goes into the furniture and the services layout, few problems may still arise during the site execution phase. But having an interior designer on board can assist you in problem solving all of these random issues that kind of pop up on site. So our expertise lies in creating these detailed layouts that can be handed over to the electrician or the AC contractor or the plumber or other contractors. And by providing these layouts to them, you can ensure that you can easily obtain estimates or close deals and ensure smooth execution of your project. And the advantage of having these layouts is that everything is very clearly specified, which the contractors can understand and then implement. And this saves time and minimizes the chance of any miscommunication and errors that can happen during the site execution phase. So when you have this comprehensive set of documents in hand, you can confidently move forward in your project, knowing that all the technical aspects of your project have been meticulously planned and accounted for. In conclusion, if you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed with arranging furniture, then trust me, professional design help can make a world of a difference, because we know the dimensions, we understand the clearances, and we can help you save those precious inches and money without sacrificing functionality and style. Plus, interior designers also take care of the technical side of things by ensuring that there is a seamless integration of these technical services within the space. So with our expertise and precise documentation, you can rest assured that your project is going to progress smoothly and efficiently.